Decriminalisation is the ending of criminal sanctions for personal possession offences or for use of drugs, in recognition that some countries criminalise consumption as well as physical possession. In many countries they will issue a civil fine instead of criminalising somebody, but also countries like Uruguay, for example, have no penalty. When we have a drug policy that's focused on a criminal justice response, all we ever see in terms of reform is a ramping up of that criminal response. Rarely do we see it, moving backwards. We have seen with decriminalisation in countries across the globe is a willingness to look at the model and to think, well, what's working and what's not working. But more importantly, that there were significant positive outcomes as a result of the policy when done well and done in connection with public health responses such as harm reduction. Portugal, for example, they had a fantastic employment program which would see tax relief for people who employed employees who had a history of drug use. Also too, they give microloans to people who had a history of problematic drug use to let them set up their own businesses. One of the other problems that we have is we are seeing the rise of authoritarian leaderships across the globe. So we have Trump ramping up potentially sentencing and the use of the death penalty for the supply of drugs resulting in the death of someone in the US. We see in the Philippines that Duterte has executed or encouraged the execution of almost 12,000 of their citizens since June 2016. So yeah, there is lots of worrying things happening at the moment. At the same time, at a grassroots level and at a state level, we're seeing a pushback against the authoritarian nature of Trump around this specific issue. And that's not just with cannabis regulation. I understand that colleagues in the US are also going to be focusing on ballot initiatives which will seek to decriminalise possession of all drugs at a state level. We also have Canada, which is going to be the first G7 nation to regulate cannabis. We also see in Canada the emergence of drug consumption rooms across a number of states. We are seeing a fracturing in the kind of international consensus around this.